Hi, welcome to Musing with Michelle on Monday. Have you ever tried to lose weight or are currently trying to lose weight and you're frustrated because you're having difficulty losing weight or hitting weight loss plateaus? If so, in a bit, I'm going to explain how even healthy foods can block your ability to lose weight and also create some significant health issues. But if this is the first time you're meeting me, again, I'm Michele. I'm a holistic nutrition health coach, the CEO and founder of Make Healthy Fit, a woman who overcame obesity, type 2 diabetes, and emotional trauma. Now I have the extreme pleasure of helping other women achieve their health goals by showing them how all areas of their life, mind, body, and spirit, are connected. And so, why is it that even healthy foods can cause you to get stuck with weight loss? Well, in order to understand that, you first have to understand that some foods can actually trigger your immune system to cause inflammation. So your body is designed to have an immune system that really attacks anything that it doesn't like or doesn't recognize. And those things are usually things like pollen and bacteria, and it even can be things that you eat that, like maybe you have, if you've ever had any reaction, say, to dairy. So sometimes people seem to get bloated with dairy. So that's an example of a food that's known to have an allergic immune response. But there are other foods that are healthy, like oatmeal, black beans, even Greek yogurt, that sometimes the compounds in those foods will have your body react, your immune system will react just as if you had some type of bacteria, because all of our bodies are different. It's called bio-individuality, and one person's food is another person's poison. And so until you understand what foods are really serving your body well, you may have symptoms such as pain, skin rashes or skin issues. So a lot of people have joint pains. You could have migraine headaches. You could have any kind of swelling on your body, not just bloating, but you could have swelling. And so when your body, you're putting some food in your body that it doesn't like, it's going to come out in some way, but you may not even recognize that it's related to food. What you do recognize when you hear inflammation is a lot of people believe, oh yeah, they have inflammation in their body, they have arthritis. Well, that's another type of inflammation. So it's important to understand the difference of what happens to your body when you're chronically eating the foods that don't serve you well compared to the good type of inflammation, which happens usually when you have an injury. So let's take a sprained ankle. When you have a sprained ankle, your immune system, your body automatically knows that there's a problem. And so it's going to try to heal that area of your body. And it really is warning you. So inflammation is a warning sign that something is wrong in your body. And so you swell, your ankle usually swells, it might turn red, it might feel hot, you got pain. And so that's going to stay that way for a short period of time until that part of your body heals. There are other types of diseases that people get that they have chronic inflammation in their body. And so an example would be if they were eating bad food. So let's talk about the bad foods first. You know, one of the things that people could eat is refined sugar. When you eat a lot of refined sugar, often your body is going to have an inflammatory reaction to that. And so people that suffer from painful things like arthritis, if they're eating too much sugar, that's going to create inflammation in their joints, and their body's constantly going to be triggering to that area. Just like it was trying to trigger help to your ankles, it's going to try to trigger things to your hands because it thinks that there's something wrong all the time. And so one of the ways that people that have those types of problems can help themselves is about the foods they eat. So there's some foods that are known to be inflammatory, and there's some foods that are known to be anti-inflammatory. But that's not going to serve you well unless you really know how your body reacts to any food. And so let's talk about, how does that chronic inflammation happen? Well, first, if you're already overweight, Fat in itself, when you have too much weight and you continue to gain weight, your fat may reach its capacity to store excess energy. And so I've talked about this on a couple of my other videos, but I want to have that understanding for you to have that understanding as well. So our body only needs a certain amount of energy. And when you're putting in food, you're actually adding energy to your body. That's what calories are. But your body only needs so much at one time. So if you're eating excess at any meal or throughout the day, your body's going to store that in fat cells, knowing that at a later time, if you're like you've gone way too long without eating or whatever, that they've got that energy that they can use for later. But if you continue to overeat, then that storage capacity is, it's exceeded. And so what happens is that begins to create the inflammatory process in your body. So you may already have inflammation in your body just from a history of overeating. So now you go to try to lose weight. And say you're eating a food that your body's not fond of. It could be gluten. So maybe you're eating healthier and you've even, taken out some carbs, but you're still eating wheat or rye, or you're still drinking some milk, or you're even using food, food additives. So it could be a healthy food, like a yogurt. It could be a healthy food, like an oatmeal, like I said, but your body may be having a reaction to that. And so what happens is, combined with the fact there was already inflammation in your body, that becomes this low-grade, constant impact on your system. And that is where your body is not functioning right anymore. And that weight loss is going to be hard to get off. Well, how do you make that stop? You have to figure out what foods do or do not serve your body well, and then replace them with foods that do. And the only way to do that is to listen to your body. So start paying attention. So this is sort of my call to action. You have to start paying attention that when you eat a food, no matter whether it's healthy or unhealthy, how do you feel afterwards? Some of the symptoms might be, gosh, I got really tired. Like you just have this total, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and your energy has been zapped. Or it could be that you get a headache. Or it could be that you start to itch, or you feel bloated in your stomach. There's a lot of people that don't realize that this is triggered by food until they actually took that food out. And so an example is, I worked with someone who didn't even realize that they had a response to dairy. And when they went back to go eat ice cream like 30 days later, it tore their stomach up. Or I had, another person with the gluten, and that gluten was triggering pain in their body. And I talked on that I think on my last video. And so foods can impact how we feel. So listen to your body. And if you find that there's a food that's triggering, like even if it's one time, take it out of your diet for at least 2 weeks and then see how you feel. You may actually feel better, and you may start losing weight, because once you start getting in all those foods that your body likes, then your body's going to change and your weight's going to start to come off if you're having problems with it. But what's even more important is that if you keep eating those foods and you go, oh, well, it's not that bad of pain, or I can deal with the bloating. It's not just about weight loss. You're constantly putting your body fighting something that's not normal. And so what's going to happen is it could be leading to some serious diseases, and it's already linked with heart disease and stroke. And it could be many other things, because it could create sort of an autoimmune disorder. The other thing is to actually do what they call in the health coaching world an elimination diet, where I help guide you through all of the foods that are known to have an allergic immune response. And at the same time, because you might have put toxins in your body, we take them out at the same time. And then within 30 days, you've eliminated a lot of foods that tend to trigger problems, and the weight loss will start to come off more rapidly. If you don't want to do something like that, where you're like doing this elimination piece, or you just want to learn more about it, I did write in very detail about what is a detox or what is an elimination diet in my book, Journey Beyond the Plate, which you can buy on Amazon. And I will have that link in the bottom of the YouTube video. And I'm also going to include in the bottom a link to a couple of sites that you can read more about inflammation, the acute and the non-acute. But I want you to understand that the inability to lose weight may not be because you're intentionally doing something wrong. You could be doing everything that you think is right, but it's your own chemical response to those foods that are keeping you from your success. And so again, I hope you go out there and start listening to your body. I do have a one-page list of foods that are known to be inflammatory and uninflammatory, other than the short list that I gave you here on the video. And I would be glad to message that to you if in the comments you write food. So if you write food in the comments, I will go and message you that PDF, and that way you will at least know, wow, yeah, I eat a lot of that food. You know, and an example, I gave you the example of gluten, but also when you have too many unhealthy fats. So then you would know, what are the good fats, what are the bad fats, what are these things that I need to take out of my body, at least in the beginning, to help me. So I hope that really gave you some insights into why you may be struggling with weight loss, and to help to protect you from some serious health issues. And so I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye and leave you with peace and love until we meet and talk next Monday. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.